Today on TimesCast, President Obama travels to New York to visit Ground Zero for the first time as president. The photographer Doug Mills, who was with President Obama today, reflects on the last time he was at Ground Zero in 2001.
It's a far different scene from the last time I was here.
USA! And social scientists explain the celebratory reaction to Osama bin Laden's death.
President Obama traveled to New York today to lay a wreath at Ground Zero, the site of the 9/11 attacks. This came 6 days after he ordered the nighttime raid in Pakistan that killed Osama bin Laden, the mastermind of those attacks. The wreath ceremony itself was somber and hushed, and the president did not deliver any major remarks. One of the questions raised today was why this was the first time President Obama had traveled to Ground Zero since entering the White House. He'd been there before as a candidate, but not since becoming president. The White House says that the president would have come anyway in a few months for the 10th anniversary of 9/11 and will still do so. And they also said he's been preoccupied for the past couple of years. And in any event, the Obama administration has made Afghanistan a priority in a way that the Bush administration didn't do for the last several years. The administration has made much of the fact that killing bin Laden does not erase the threat from al-Qaeda, and that it's necessary to continue the war effort in Afghanistan. Still, for the families of the victims, there is a feeling of closure as they meet with President Obama today in New York.
This is Doug Mills, talking with the New York Times, traveling with President Obama today. Today's emotions were very somber, very little remarks by the president.
These two right here. Be right in front.
But really just to remember those who died in the attacks of 9/11 and the responders he met with today. He was obviously spent a lot of time thanking them for their service.
One of those must have worked. Cool. Thank you, guys. God bless you. Appreciate you. Proud of you. Keep up the great work. All right?
It brings back a lot of memories, obviously, because I think really the last time I was at Ground Zero was when President Bush was here. That was a day that I'll never forget either. When President Bush came, there was a lot of emotion about what had happened and how tragic it was. President Bush climbed up on rubble of the fire truck and told all the people that were listening that they will hear us and we will not forget this. And President Obama reiterated that today, saying to the first responders here that America will not forget, and we haven't forgotten, and justice was done by killing Osama bin Laden. Obviously, visually, riding into Ground Zero today was much different than the last time I was here. Today, it's a beautiful, bright, sunny day, flags flying, all the glass in those buildings that were out before have all been replaced. Obviously, Twin Towers are being rebuilt. It's a far different scene from the last time I was here.
This is Ben Carey of the New York Times. When the news came out about Osama bin Laden's death last Sunday, celebrations erupted in Washington, D.C., New York, and across the country.
USA! USA!
The reaction to these celebrations was mixed. Many people wanted to join in them. Others were appalled and felt that it was unseemly. And doesn't this make us look like the terrorists that we're celebrating a death? I've been speaking with psychologists and other social scientists who study revenge and forgiveness, and they describe the reaction as a natural one, very human. Some of the reasons for this are obvious. For one, it was a clear victory for the United States. Another clearer example of justice being done, of consequences delivered. And there was a PR value, certainly, in the killing. But there are other factors at work as well. For one, a lot of the people out in the streets were younger, and they've grown up under the shadow of terrorism, in particular this terrorist. And for them, it was a kind of existential release, a release of anxiety that this cloud had been removed quite suddenly.
I have friends with parents dead because of Osama bin Laden's plan. Okay, so when I heard this news, I was coming down here to celebrate.
Some researchers say that part of the reason for the emotion is that this was a fait accompli. He was gone. He wasn't brought back to trial, but that he was captured and killed, and it was over. Another factor is that terrorism, and 9/11 in particular, reminds people of their own mortality. And psychologists who study that effect find that when that happens, people become more tribal. People who are patriotic become very much more so. People who are religious become more so. And in a crowd situation, they feed on each other. Ultimately, social scientists say it's better to try to understand human behavior than to judge it prematurely. Revenge is a very intrinsic appetite in human cultures that goes way back in evolution, and it's there for a reason. It's there so that people can see the cost of acting badly, in a way, to reach into the heads of others who are contemplating similar action. So in that way, the celebrations, as frivolous as they might have seemed, or even as indecent to some, send a very serious, primitive psychological message to other terrorists that there is a cost to attacking the United States.